Welcome back, you awesome human beings. So in this video, we're going to go over how you can fix procrastination, poor time management, and poor focus. I'm going to run you through a series of really simple steps that you can do to fix each of these. It's really common. We see this all the time. And this was actually a question that we received from one of our clients, Mick Brand. So Mick, I'm going to go through and answer absolutely everything. Now, as always, guys, as you're watching this is filmed live. So if you have any questions at all that you want me to answer, feel free and go for it. By the way, I get loads of people commenting on good and bad about these sexy glasses and my little nose piece here. These things are game changers. So for those of you who know me, you know that I'm pretty deep into optimizing human performance. Like, that's my job. That's what I do. It's not just my job, but it's also my passion. So I pretty much do anything that's going to make me 1% better. And that's why I've managed to have a fair bit of success in a lot of the things that I do in life. If you want to learn more about these things, feel free to just shoot me a message and I'm happy to help you out. Now, on that note, let's go through and let's knock into procrastination first of all. A lot of people have procrastination issues, and this is one of the big things that we work on with just a heap of our clients. It's really incredibly common. When we look at procrastination, we've got to first of all, actually, let's look at all of them: procrastination, time management, focus. What are the consequences of these things? There's really one big thing that happens whenever we procrastinate, we have poor time management, or we don't focus well. The biggest thing is that it causes us an immense amount of stress. If you have high levels of stress, if you have anxiety, if you find that your head is constantly churning through your sleep, if you find that you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about things that need to happen, if you find that you're quite often on edge, chances are it's going to be something to do with any of these things, with procrastination, time management, or focus. It's really common, because the longer that we put things off and the less effective or less efficient we are getting things done, the more it starts to negatively impact our mental state, because it weighs on our mind. Every single time we have something sitting in our head, an idea, a thought, something that we need to get done. Shit, I had that task. I needed to go do my washing, but I didn't get it done. I needed to go email that person, but I didn't. I needed to have that tough conversation, but I didn't. Every time we have this, it starts affecting us negatively. And at the same time, procrastination, time management, and focus often also coincide with hesitation. If you want to be a common man, and let's just define the common man, because this is really integral to what we do at JCF and the way that we coach people. If you want to be common, this is what you're signing yourself up for. The common man is overweight or obese and doesn't like it. The common man is in a marriage or relationship which they're not happy with, they're not enjoying it, and they're not doing anything about it. The common man doesn't look or feel or live the way that he wants to. The common man is not happy. And if we look around this, think about the average bloke and you see where they're going in life. Now, this isn't talking down to them. This isn't saying that I am better than them and you're better than them or some sort of elitist bullshit. No, that's not what this is about at all. But this is more to point out that if you act like a common man, you will get the results of the common man and you'll live the life of the common man. Do you want to do that? Are you happy being uncomfortable in your body? Are you happy having poor health? Are you happy dying early? Are you happy with heart disease? Are you happy with cancer? Are you happy with poor relationships? Are you happy with not making the money that you want to make? If the answer is yes to them, we'll keep acting the way that you are, because you'll get there really quick. If the answer is no to that, here's what you need to change. Stop fucking sitting on your problems all the time. Start taking more action and drop your ego and go out and get help. Simple as that, okay? I'm always going to spit it direct to you. If that offends you, cool, that's on you. Go back and enjoy being the common man, right? But if you don't want to be common, you don't want to have all that bullshit, then just follow those three things. Now, coming back down to procrastination, where does this all tie in? Where does it come in with being common? The common man procrastinates. And the reason why the common man procrastinates is because he hesitates on every single thing. So what is hesitation? Hesitation is delaying or pushing off a decision or an action that can be made right now till tomorrow. There's the old saying, which is never put off to tomorrow to what can be done today. If you're someone who procrastinates, well, you're the opposite of that, right? And it continually just compounds and makes your life way harder. Does that make sense? So what we need to do, if we want to be uncommon, we want to beat procrastination, here's what we need to do. Number one, whenever we're procrastinating or putting something off or hesitating, we are saying that this task that I'm procrastinating on is less beneficial to me than doing something else. For example, scrolling Facebook. I went to uni. I spent a fair bit of time there and studied with a fair few people. It was incredibly common for guys at uni to, instead of going and doing essays or assignments or studying for a test that was due, they would scroll Facebook, play games, go out and get fucked up. They would procrastinate all the time because they didn't see doing their test, their study for their test, their assignments, or whatever they needed to do, as important as going out and having fun. It's as simple as that. So if we want to break this, what we need to do is we need to first of all start off with, what are our life goals? Do I want to be a common man? Yes or no? Do I want to settle for shit that I don't want in life? Yes or no? Am I willing to do what it takes to get to where I want to be? The first thing is we need to just really map out, who do I want to be? Do I want to be broke, fat, depressed, and lonely? Yes or no? Do I want to have mediocrity in my life? Do I want to live in squalor? Do I want any of these things? Yes or no, right? Set up what you want your ideal life to look like. Once you've set that up and you know how much money you want to make, the type of relationship that you want to have, how you want to be as a father to your kids, the way that you want to look, how you want your health to be, the house you want to live in, like all those things. Once you've mapped this out, then think about the type of person that you need to be in order to achieve all of those things. Does that make sense? For example, if you want to be a billionaire and you want to be Elon Musk, do you think that you're going to get to Elon Musk by sitting back on the couch and sucking bongs? Probably not, right? You need to be a totally different type of person. The guy who sits back on the couch, smokes bongs, and there's nothing wrong with that guy. If he wants to do that, cool. Like, I'm all for that. Go you, eat those bongs. If that's what you want to do, cool. But you're never going to be Elon Musk. You need to be a certain type of person. And where the procrastination comes in is, does your highest self, does the best version of you procrastinate, yes or no? If they don't, you need to cut it right fucking now. Does the highest version of you value scrolling on Facebook, going out and getting pissed, or doing anything other than the task that you need to get done? Does that person value all that bullshit higher or lower than the task that they need to get done? Is this making sense at all? Let me know in the comments if it's not making sense and I'll go through and clarify it for you. We need to make it so that we stop procrastinating by understanding that we're just electing to do something else instead, right? I'll give you an example with meditation. Who here struggles with meditation? Like, I struggled with it for ages before I eventually got good. The reason why I struggled with meditation is because I'd be sitting there meditating and I'd be trying to calm my mind and get myself into the state of stillness. And then I would think about all these other things that I can do. It's like, oh, hell, do I need to do any of these other things? Why do I need to check my phone? Why do I need to go on Facebook? Why do I need to check Slack? Why do I need to go talk with XYZ person? Because I don't. It's bullshit. When we go and find ourselves distracting ourselves in these moments, we need to just recognize that this thing that we're distracting ourselves with, we don't really need to do it. And it's not in alignment with our higher self. And this goes on into the next thing, which is where in our society and where we are at the moment, we are permanently distracted. Let's think of this. If you want to be totally focused, and if you never want to procrastinate, you want to take action, you want to crush life 24/7, 365, you should probably practice doing that quite a lot, right? Anything that you want to get good at, you should just simply do more of. You want to get bigger, lift more weights. You want to get smarter, study more, learn more. It's pretty fucking simple. Just do more and you'll generally get better. Same thing comes to procrastination and focus. If you practice being distracted most of your day, of course you're going to suck at focusing and of course you're going to procrastinate. If you spend all this time on your phone scrolling through Facebook, if right now you're listening to this and doing something else, you are practicing distraction. You are practicing hesitation. You are practicing procrastination. Because instead of just tuning in and listening to this and then taking on board what this has to offer and then going and implementing it into your life, you're two-timing. You're doing this and then you're scrolling all these other things. You're liking some hot chick's photos. You're talking to somebody else in the background. We're not focused at all. And so if we practice being distracted, if we practice doing multiple things at once, we're not multitasking, because let's be honest, nobody multitasks. We just do multiple things at once really poorly. Does that make sense? Nobody multitasks. It's bullshit. You're just doing multiple things poorly. We need to stop doing that. Because every single time that we do this, we're practicing and we're increasing this negative behavior, this behavior which we don't want. If you want to stop procrastinating, stop being distracted all the time. You want more focus, stop being distracted all the time. If you're sitting down with your partner, turn off your phone. Go hang out with them. If you're watching something on TV, stop texting or playing games. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine who used to watch mind-numbing TV, text, and eat dinner all at the same time. And guess what she did? She didn't remember anything from the shows. She sucked. Sorry, she wasn't texting. She was playing games. She sucked at the games. And on top of that too, dribbled all over herself when she was eating dinner, right? Doing all three of those things at once. She wasn't doing them. She was doing all of them poorly. That makes sense? Key, practice not being distracted. Throughout your day, implement one thing at a time, okay? Now, if we come on to time management, a lot of the time we will feel like we don't have enough time. Like, where the hell do these 24 hours in the day go? It's ridiculous. If you feel like the days just fly on by and they just pass you by, this is going to be really helpful for you. The main time, or the main reason why people find that they don't have enough time in the day is because they're wasting it. You can put two people side by side. One person can have an immense amount of success and the next person can have virtually no amount of success. Now, I'm not talking about making billions of dollars or being shredded and jacked. I'm talking about whatever success you want. Two people can have totally different levels of success because one person utilizes their 24 hours effectively and the other one does significantly less than that. Every single time we waste a minute, we never get that minute back. And if you look at most people throughout their day, if we go and we track our day and track what we're doing, we fuck around a lot. How much time do you spend every single day on social media? It's a big one, really, really big one. How much time do you spend looking at memes, texting people, just for fun, just for shits and giggles? And I know social time's important, but not all the time. How much time do you spend looking at porn, wanking, doing stuff like that? How much time do you spend drinking? How much time do you spend on things which are anything other than your highest goal, what your higher self wants to achieve? Every single second you spend time on anything other than what is getting you to your higher self or what is in alignment with your higher self is time that is wasted. So the first thing that we need to do if we want to improve our time management is we need to immediately implement structure. And when I'm talking about structure, I'm talking about this. I set up my calendar every single day. My whole life is run by my calendar. I have time where I'm going to be up in the morning meditating and walking my dog. I have time where I'm going to be in meetings. I'm going to have time where I'm going to be thinking and creating and building new courses. For example, for all of our guys, I'm currently building a massive fucking course for every single person who works with us at JCF, where we will take you through week by week by week. All you have to do is change one thing at a time. Make one change within your life, one small change. And by the point of 6 months, by the point of a year, 18 months, 2 years, you're going to be totally different. You're going to be losing fat, gaining muscle, having more energy, being more charismatic, being more confident, making a hell of a lot more money, being in better relationships, having much higher level conversations with people, and really living to your highest level. So I'm planning all that out at the moment, and I book out time for that. If you don't structure your time, you will not get anywhere because the human brain doesn't deal well with gray stuff. And what I mean by that, human brain likes black or white. Simple as that. Black or white, and that's it. Anytime you allow for gray, you allow fuck ups. There's this great saying, which is if you crack a little, you'll crack a lot. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen a container with a leak in it where the leak has gotten smaller over time. No, that never happens. The leak always gets bigger. And this is the same with you leaking your time management out. If you allow gray area in where it's not black or white, if you allow yourself to have exceptions to the rule, you're cracking a little bit and you're going to lose effectiveness. And that time is going to just leak out slowly at first. And then it's going to compound and compound and compound, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. That's how it always starts, every single time. The next thing after that, on top of structure, is we need to have accountability. There are 3 levels of accountability: self-accountability, coach accountability, group accountability. What do you think is the worst type of accountability? The accountability with the least amount of effectiveness? Self-accountability, every single time. Because it's very, very easy to give up on yourself. But if you have a coach or you have a group who you're committed to, it's really, really difficult to slip up. It's much, much harder to make excuses or to bullshit or to allow the gray area to come in. Because when you have a coach, they're going to keep you accountable and they're going to hold you on top of it, and they're not going to let you squirm away with it. If you have a good coach, that is. I mean, that's what we train all of our guys in. Like the way that we work at JCF is that if you work with us and you're working with us, we are going to hold you accountable to your highest level. And I don't care if you hate us for it, because we're here to get you a result. And that's the only thing that we care about is the result. The same thing with a group. If you go to a group and you say, you commit to a group and you say, hey guys, this week I am not going to go on Facebook at all, or I'm not going to use my phone after 8 p.m. And then you break that, that group is also going to hold you accountable. So we need to make sure that we have accountability. So in summary, to go over all of this, if you want to be able to focus more, if you want to procrastinate less, if you want to hesitate less, if you want to be uncommon and you want to be able to get more done in your day and manage your time far, far better, here's what we need to do. Step number 1, remember to be uncommon. Do you want to be common or uncommon? Do you want to be the guy who has shitty relationships, has crappy health, dies of a heart attack really, really early, doesn't make the money that he wants, hates his job, doesn't live in the house that he wants to have? Do you want to be that guy who settles for mediocrity, or do you want to get whatever you want? Getting whatever you want is uncommon. If you want to do that, you need to act differently. And the 3 ways you need to act differently are as follows. Number 1, every time you have a problem, don't just sit in it. Go out and fix it. Stop hesitating. Number 2, make sure that you drop your ego. If you need help with something or you're not doing well, reach out for help. And then number 3, stop procrastinating and putting shit off. Do it now. Take action. Stop hesitating. Be uncomfortable with your problems, get help, and then take action immediately. Cool? And then moving on from that, if you want to improve procrastination, if you want to stop it, become aware of what your higher self wants and then how you need to act in order to get that. If you want to make $1 million, if you want to be 6% body fat, if you want to be the best father to your kids, instead of pushing off these tasks that you need to do in order to get that, do them right now, because every single second that you spend doing something else is killing your dream. Every single second is killing your dream. Simple as that. And then moving on from that, you might think every now and then, oh, it's okay. It's just a couple of beers when you're not meant to be drinking. Oh, it's just one day where I'm off plan. It's just one day where I'm being lazy. Well, one day, what does that turn into? Turns into 2. Turns into a weekend, turns into a long weekend, turns into a shit week, turns into a bad month, turns into a bad year. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be lining up with every other person, setting New Year's resolutions and completing absolutely fuck all of them, right? Tough words, I know, but it's true. Stop putting things off. Do them now. Act in accordance with your higher self. And in terms of time management, if you want to manage your time better, here's what you need to do. Number 1, get structure. Black and white, no gray. Because why? What happens with gray? We create cracks. When you crack a little, you crack a lot. A crack never gets smaller. It only ever gets bigger. And the same thing is true with your time management. If you allow a little bit to leak out, it's only going to get worse. And the next one is accountability. Self-accountability is not good. You saying, I will hold myself accountable is pretty much bullshit. Pretty much bullshit. What you need is you need coach accountability, you need group accountability, because self-accountability is the weakest level. I have 14 mentors at the moment holding me accountable in all different areas. For everything that I want to get good at, I get someone who knows more than me. I get them to hold me accountable to the plan that we set out, and then I win. Simple as that, right? I'm nothing special. I'm nothing crazy. I'm not crazily intelligent. I'm not crazily genetically gifted. I'm not crazily good with anything. I just know how to stand on the shoulders of giants. And if you want to be better at anything, do it. Go out and get coached. Go out and get mentored. Put money into it. And here's one thing that I'll leave you guys on. One of the biggest mistakes that I see men make is overvaluing money. What men will say is, oh, I can do this myself, right? I can do it myself. I don't need any help. I've got this. The little ego kicks in. I can figure it out. It's true. You can figure out anything. You can figure out how to be a millionaire, figure out how to be a billionaire, figure out how to look the way that you want to look, have the relationships you want to have, everything. You can figure out absolutely everything. Why? Because somebody's already done it. So therefore it's possible for you too. But are you willing to spend the next 30 years of your life trying to figure that out? Or would you rather just pay someone and then figure it out in like 5 weeks? Which one would you rather do? Now, the common man would say, I'm going to do it by myself. I'll figure it out. I'll get there. Stupid. Because the common man will spend 30, 40, 50 years and there's no guarantee that he will make it. Whereas the uncommon man will say, hey, I'm going to slap down a bit of money onto this and I am going to collapse my time. So instead of spending 50 years of my life and potentially not even making it to where I want to make it, I'm just going to put down a little bit of money now. I'm going to get it in 5 weeks. So I'm just going to learn from somebody who already knows how to do it. Right? Big game changer. I used to be common. I used to have a massive ego and think that I knew absolutely everything. Guess how far I got? I made fuck all progress. Now, when I drop my ego and realize I'm not actually that great after all, I'm just surrounded by great people, it goes much, much better in every single area of life. Don't be common. Don't fucking value money too highly, so highly that you would rather spend your time. Every single time you spend 1 second, you never get that second back. If you spend $1, who gives a fuck? There's going to be another one coming back in a second, in a day, in a week, in a month. That money is always going to come back because it's renewable. Time is not. Okay. Now, on that note, guys, if you need any help at all, I'm just going to drop a link in here. You can fill out this form. You can come in. You can have a chat with our crew. Okay. So click on the link. Fill out the form, and what we'll do is we'll do our best to get you all the information that you need so that you can absolutely dominate, all right? So just click on the link, fill out the form. If you don't want to be stuck procrastinating, if you're sick of the stress and the anxiety that it causes you when you keep putting shit off, if you're sick of not being able to focus and you're always doing things poorly, you're doing multiple things at once and you're doing it poorly, if you're not feeling like you're making the progress that you want to, or you're feeling like you're running out of time through the day and you want to fix all of these, you want to be able to execute quickly. You want to be able to get shit done. You want to be that guy who conquers everything that he does. You want to be stress-free. You don't want to have anxiety about all the stuff that you've got to do. Click on that link. We'll go through and we'll get you a hand and we'll make it so that you can absolutely dominate life. On that note, you awesome human beings, I'll leave you all to it. I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions at all, as always, feel free to hit me up. Speak to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of it and you want to learn more, click the link below or type in High Performance Conversations with James Cant and you'll be able to check out all the podcasts that we've done. We cover a stack of different topics, everything from getting your mojo back, overcoming anxiety, self-doubt, self-esteem, and learning from some of the industries and some of the world's top performers in both business and in health. Look forward to having you on there.